Mazorex, and then you mentioned the stealth system, and now as you bring in the Globus robot, are you using Medtronic's hardware, the pedicle screws and rods and all that, or is it a different system used for the implants?
For the implants, I think every spine surgeon in our institution uses a different company. So, I've used NuVasive and Globus. Some guys use Medtronic, but it doesn't. I know a guy who uses navigation almost all the time, and it's Medtronic software, but he puts in Globus instrumentation. So that aspect is not an issue. There's cross compatibility between systems. I would think that Globus's robot, it would be compatible with other instrumentation systems. It's not just like you have to use Globus's instrumentation to use the robot type thing.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned a while back when you were talking about pros and cons, you mentioned some workflow issues. Could you speak to those more specifically, I guess?
Yeah, so it's really just a matter of you need some form of preoperative imaging for these cases. So it's really just all about having a system in place for how you're going to do it. Are you going to have your preoperative imaging done as an outpatient? Are you going to do it with a intraoperative CT scanner? You need multiple support staff members there to operate this stuff. So, you need usually a biomed tech who's going to operate, the intraoperative CT scanner, or the fluoroscopy, as some of these systems like Mazer uses X-rays to sort of superimpose the images. So you need a lot of different people there, and it's sort of like kind of conducting an orchestra. And this is something that when you're doing DBS surgery, it's the same thing. So everybody does DBS surgery a little differently, the people that do it. And there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of different things that need to be done, and it's really just a matter of making sure and doing things efficiently and smoothly, and having sort of an established workflow. Otherwise, these cases can be an absolute disaster because, if the right person's not there, or if this isn't working, or you don't, something's not right, or there's something missing from some OR tray, you're missing an instrument or whatever. Every little aspect of the surgery relies upon, everything has to kind of work together in unison for the surgery to go well. And so same thing with these types of systems. And that's not unique to robotics at all. It's unique to any time you're going to use a new technology. So when we started using O-arm with navigation for spine surgery, yeah, we had a lot of hiccups and a lot of issues. And, but once people became, all the support staff, the OR techs, the scrub nurses, everybody became sort of used to the technology and how the cases run, then these cases ran much more efficiently. So there's always going to be some sort of learning curve, I suppose, to the workflow, or getting the workflow optimized. And that really lies on the surgeon, in my opinion. I think the good surgeons that really have mastered these technologies, or that really use a lot of these navigation systems, are very good at coordinating all these efforts and having a pulse on all that stuff throughout the case. Because, like I said, if something goes wrong, or something isn't working, or something's missing, then, it prolongs the surgery, or it could cause an inaccuracy in targeting. So it's new technology, and there's going to be issues, but those issues generally will work themselves out. So that's less of a concern of mine. It's just basically at this point, it's finding the cases and identifying the cases that I think that are the best cases to do and start out with, or trial these systems, and get really good and efficient at doing those types of cases,